In the quiet town of Clear Creek, where the gravel roads stretched out like long ribbons through the cornfields and the air always smelled of sweet hay, lived a 12-year-old boy named Caleb Brooks. Caleb wasn't like the other kids who spent their afternoons playing baseball behind the old grain elevator. He was a quiet soul, often found sitting under the massive white oak tree behind his house, whispering to the wind. The folks in town used to nudge each other and smile. "There goes Caleb again," they'd say, talking to his invisible friend. But that friend wasn't a ghost or a make-believe playmate. It was the voice of Caleb's own heart, a moral compass his grandfather, Abner Brooks, had taught him to listen to since he was old enough to walk. "Caleb," Abner used to say, "most folks think honesty is about what you say to others. But true honesty is what you say to yourself when no one is looking." One humid Tuesday afternoon, Caleb was pedaling his dusty red bicycle along the banks of Willow Creek. The heavy rains from the night before had washed away patches of the bank, revealing things long buried in the mud. As Caleb slowed down to avoid a puddle, something caught the sunlight. He hopped off his bike and waded through the tall grass. Tucked between two jagged rocks was an old, rusted metal tackle box. Caleb pried it open with a grunt. His breath hitched. Inside weren't fishing lures or hooks. Instead, there were stacks of old silver dollars and a heavy gold medal engraved with the name Corporal Thomas Miller. Caleb's heart hammered against his ribs. He knew that name. Otis Miller was an old, prickly man who lived in a lonesome shack at the edge of the woods. Otis was known for being sour-faced and short-tempered, a man who had pulled away from the world years ago. Caleb looked at the silver dollars. His family was going through a rough patch. His father, Jim Brooks, had been worried about the rising costs of seeds, and their old tractor was barely holding together with duct tape and prayers. "This money could fix the tractor," Caleb whispered to himself. "It could help Dad.
It's beautiful.
Besides, Mr. Miller is so old and grumpy, he probably forgot this box even existed." Just then, the invisible friend, that quiet, steady voice inside, spoke up. "Is it yours, Caleb? Would a new tractor part feel right if it was bought with a grieving man's memories?" Caleb sat on the damp grass for a long time, the weight of the box heavy in his lap. He thought about his grandfather's words. He thought about the man Otis Miller used to be before he lost his only son in the war. With a heavy sigh, Caleb latched the box, hopped on his bike, and headed toward the woods. When he reached the small, weathered shack, he found Otis Miller sitting on a creaky porch chair, staring blankly at the horizon. The old man looked up, his eyes narrowing. "What do you want, kid? I told the neighborhood boys to stay off my gravel." Caleb didn't flinch. He walked up the porch steps and held out the rusted box. "I found this by Willow Creek, Mr. Miller. I think it belongs to you." Otis stared at the box. His weathered, calloused hands began to shake as he reached out. When he saw the gold medal, the old man's face didn't stay sour. It crumbled. He let out a ragged sob that seemed to come from the very bottom of his soul. "I lost this in the great flood of '98, Otis whispered, his voice cracking. "I thought my boy was gone forever. This medal, it's all I had left of him." He looked at Caleb, really looked at him for the first time. "There's enough silver in here to buy a used truck, son. Why didn't you keep it? No one would have known." Caleb looked the old man in the eye. "My friend would have known, sir." Otis blinked.
Huh?
"Your friend? I don't see anyone with you." "The one inside me," Caleb said softly. "The one who told me that a clear conscience is worth more than a box of silver." That evening, the town of Clear Creek felt a little different. Otis Otis Miller didn't stay hidden in his shack anymore. He started coming into town, helping Jim Brooks fix that old tractor, and sharing stories of his son with the younger generation. He became a grandfather figure to Caleb, teaching him how to wood carve and how to read the clouds. The invisible friend hadn't just saved Caleb's honesty, it had brought a lonely man back to life. And from that day on, whenever people saw Caleb talking to himself under the oak tree, they didn't laugh. They looked at their own hearts and wondered if they were listening to their friends too.